Hi, I'm Ulf Erlingsson, and I will now listen to the speech by President Donald Trump, and then I will comment on it and show you the highlights, so you don't have to, because I know a lot of people here in Europe will be asleep at this hour. So stay with me, and I'll be right back. Now, he finished, finally, after almost 2 hours. A lot of what he said was not very important. I have pages of notes here. So I will go straight to the important thing, the thing that has to do with foreign policy and international relations. He did mention Ukraine at the end. He said he had got a letter from Zelensky where Zelensky said he was ready to sign the contract. But the first thing he mentioned, well, let me go right to it and let's listen to it here.
To further enhance our national security, my administration will be reclaiming the Panama Canal, and we've already started doing it. We didn't give it to China. We gave it to Panama, and we're taking it back.
So let me skip forward a bit.
Good luck, Marco.
He's mentioning Marco Rubio.
We know who to blame if anything goes wrong. Marco's been amazing, and he's going to do a great job. Think of it. He got 100 votes. You know, he was approved with actually 99, but the 100th was this gentleman, and I feel very certain. So let's assume he got 100 votes. And I'm either very, very happy about that or I'm very concerned about it.
Blabbing.
But he's already proven. I mean, he's a great gentleman. He's respected by everybody, and we appreciate you voting for Marco. He's going to do a fantastic job. Thank you. Thank you.
Now comes
He's doing a great job. Great job. And I also have a message tonight for the incredible people of Greenland. We strongly support your right to determine your own future. And if you choose, we welcome you into the United States of America. We need Greenland for national security and even international security, and we're working with everybody involved to try and get it. But we need it really for international world security, and I think we're going to get it. One way or the other, we're going to get it. We will keep you safe.
Now, he's a dangerous person. And because when he says one way or another, I mean, I would like to show you what the commissioner, the president of the European Commission, said earlier today. This was a much more substantive speech and much shorter.
We're living in the most momentous and dangerous of times. I do not need to describe the grave nature of the threats that we face or the devastating consequences that we will have to endure if those threats would come to pass, because the question is no longer whether Europe's security is threatened in a very real way or whether Europe should shoulder more of its responsibility for its own security. In truth, we have long known the answers to those questions. The real question in front of us is whether Europe is prepared to act as decisively as the situation dictates, and whether Europe is ready and able to act with speed and with the ambition that is needed. In the various meetings in the last few weeks, most recently 2 days ago in London, the answer from European capitals has been as resounding as it is clear. We are in an era of rearmament, and Europe is ready to massively boost its defense spending, both to respond to the short-term urgency to act and to support Ukraine, but also to address the long-term need to take on more responsibility for our own European security. And this is why today I have written a letter to the leaders ahead of Thursday's European Council. This is why we are here together today. I have outlined in this letter to the leaders the Rearm Europe plan. This set of proposals focuses on how to use all the financial levers at our disposal in order to help member states to quickly and significantly increase expenditures in defense capabilities, urgently now, but also over a longer period of time over this decade. Now, there are 5 points to this plan. The first part of this Rearm Europe plan is to unleash the use of public funding in defense on the national level. Member states are ready to invest more in their own security if they have the fiscal space, so we must enable them to do so. And this is why we will propose to activate the national escape clause of the Stability and Growth Pact. This will allow member states to significantly increase their defense expenditures without triggering the excessive deficit procedure. So if member states would increase their defense spending by 1.5% of GDP on average, this could create fiscal space of close to 650 billion euros over a period of 4 years. The second proposal will be a new instrument. It will provide 150 billion euros of loans to member states for defense investment. This is about basically spending better and spending together. And we're talking about pan-European capabilities domains like, for example, air and missile defense, the artillery systems, missiles and ammunition, drones and anti-drone systems, but also to address other needs from cyber to military mobility, for example. This will help member states to pool demand and to buy together. And of course, with this equipment, member states can massively step up their support to Ukraine. So immediate military equipment for Ukraine. This approach of joint procurement will also reduce costs. It will reduce fragmentation, but it will increase interoperability and, of course, strengthen our defense industrial base. And it can be to the benefit of Ukraine, as I've just described. So this is Europe's moment, and we must live up to it. The third point is using the power of the EU budget. And there's a lot we can do in this domain in the short term to direct more funds towards defense-related investments. And this is why I can announce that we will propose additional possibilities and incentives for member states, that they will decide if they want to use cohesion policy programs to increase defense spending. Now, the last two areas of action aim at mobilizing private capital by accelerating the Savings and Investment Union and, of course, through the European Investment Bank. So to conclude, Europe is ready to assume its responsibilities. Rearm Europe could mobilize close to 800 billion euros of defense expenditures for a safe and resilient Europe. We will, of course, continue working closely with our partners in NATO. This is a moment for Europe, and we are ready to step up. Thank you very much.
Madam President. 800 billion euros, but that's over 4 years, if I understood her correctly. So it's still not on par with the United States, but it will start to catch up with Russia. And that's the important thing. Because, well, let me show you here what is at stake here. We have, well, let me put it over all the screen. We have the allies here, because we no longer can count with the United States. And then we have the axis of evil, the red countries. And we have the wars. We have the war in Ukraine. the asymmetrical war in Colombia, where they are trying to take over that country, and we have the coup d'etat in the United States that Russia is behind, and the Silicon Valley tech companies, the so-called Nerd Reich plan. So that's why we in Europe now have to step up for our future. Thank you for watching. Sign off. Please give a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications.